Hello everyone, it is Christine here and happy Thrifty Thursday. I have some gorgeous goodies to share with you in this video that I got a good number of weeks, I'm even going to say months ago, from the lovely Judy from LavenderLaneHighTea, who is on Instagram and periodically sells lovely packs and other lovely vintage goodies. Now, Judy and I have struck up a little friendship, and because she lives not too far away, I periodically pop over and pick up things I've purchased from her, but this time she also kindly let me go through a stash of goodies that she was otherwise going to be sending off to the op shop, and also had let me have a little look in her studio for any other items that I may like to purchase. And so I've got some lovely things from across my purchases from her, my freebies from her, and some additional bits and pieces that I just couldn't resist bringing home, including these two items on top of the pile. So I'll link to Judy's Instagram in the description below this video. I'll also be linking to some other folks who've let me know that they are happy for me to promote and share their YouTube channels and their fellow slow stitchers, fibre and textile artists, others that are working in the similar sort of mediums and interests that I have and that I think you might be interested in. So I'm just going to link their channels in all the descriptions below my videos. I've recently put a post about this on my little sort of community posts page on YouTube. So if you are also interested in being linked and you have a slow stitch or a fibre or textile art YouTube channel, just let me know and I'll add you to the list that I'll put below all my videos. And that's just a way of supporting and nurturing other fellow folks on YouTube who are sharing relevant videos. Anyway, back to these lovely goodies. Now, I've been looking for quite a while for some of these doily presses. So they would have been used to keep doilies nice and contained within them, and this one is a lovely example. It's just got beautiful stitching on it, really gorgeous. I'm assuming these might have been a pre-printed design. It's also got a bit of hair, probably Travis hair. A beautiful design, whether it was created by the person doing it or it might have been a design that was one of those ones printed on, which they then turn into the doily press, or maybe they were being sold as them as well. So this one's in pretty good condition. The ribbon could obviously do with a bit of maybe a bit of refreshing, but I'm really getting these not to keep doilies in, but as just beautiful decorative items to have on my little table of vintage treasures. So that's a really lovely one. And then this one I couldn't resist because I thought the fabric is so beautiful. Again, it's got some lovely wear and age. It does definitely look handmade. Let's just see if we can undo it so you can have a look inside. There you go. So this one would have had, I think you would have slipped your doilies underneath there, and then you would have closed it up. And would have this on, and this probably would have been your little carrier to carry it around, I assume. But I just think the fabrics are absolutely delightful on this one. So even though this didn't have any embroidery on it, I thought the two of them would sit really gorgeously on my table of treasures. And then these were some of the freebies that I got from the lovely Judy that would have otherwise been going off to the op shop. So sorry to steal them from the op shop. And so this would be lovely to use for a fishy themed project or a sea themed project. But even the various colours in this fabric make it great for collaging as well. Even that sort of micro collaging or the collage quilter style where you just want a bit of colour variation from a single fabric. So that's what I had in mind for that. Some other just lovely little scraps of fabric, but really that's often all I need for my projects. Lovely burgundies and some other colours in that. I'm actually going to put that to the side because I'm making a little package up for someone and they said they liked pinks and burgundies, so I think I'll put some of these off to the side to include and share with them. So this one might be nice for some of the pinks. And then these ones are great for the sort of collage quilter style. Again, quite vibrant, and they've almost just, again, got this sort of variegation and variation embedded in them. So some lovely bright oranges. I don't really have colours like that in my current stash. Some very decent sized pieces of fabric free as well from lovely Judy. Really nice cotton. It's got a really nice crosshatch sort of design. So that's beautiful. Some more nice florals. Again, that one might be a nice one to share some of the fabric. Some lovely swirls, very sort of Florentine in style. So I've got something stuck to it, a little bit of something, not sure what. But a very decent quantity of that. What does it say? Copyright? Does it have anything else on it? Salvage? Maybe not the name of it. Unless it's on one of the other edges. Nope, don't think it has the name, but that's beautiful. And then a lovely purples and pinks. So again, I could probably share some of that. And some beautiful burgundy flowers, almost like Australian wildflowers. And then some lovely yellow. Always think of my friend Sally from Dotty B. She loves her yellows. And she'll be linked below the channel. And my lovely friend Kristy as well. Shout out to Christina too. Shout out to Kathy from Kmar's Creations, who'll be linked below as well. Now these ones were funny because I must have been there just around the time that we were starting the Roxy project, I think, and I said to, or maybe I was already working on my vase, I can't remember the exact timing, but these were some partial bits of vases of flowers. But between all the different scraps that Judy gave me, I think it can make some full vases of flowers. So I said I will absolutely use them either in their partial sense or actually then matching them up to make the full vases. Let me see if I can find one which does that. Was it this one? No. Sure, there was one of them that was, yeah, connecting up. Anyway, I think they will be lovely, and it's just such a lovely linen. They must have maybe been fabric samples originally, I think. But I love those, yeah, blue and white vases, and I think they will be a lot of fun to have a play with. Let's pop those. Oh, maybe was it that piece? Nope, I don't know. We'll match them up. And then this is a lovely, gorgeous piece. Again, it's just sort of part designs, and I imagine that's why Judy was getting rid of it. But for me and my, whether it's in a fleur wood style inspired piece or making a pouch or something like that, this is plenty of fabric, and it doesn't worry me that it sort of cuts off at a point, because often that is all you want to kind of then add into your piece. And again, it's a beautiful weight of a linen, but probably a furnishing fabric. In fact, it's been sewn along here, so I'm not sure. Maybe that's where it's kind of went over a card or something if it was a sample fabric. Plenty more coming out of the box. I couldn't resist this because someone had done some lovely fabric stitching and sampling on it. And I've been pondering on, I probably won't start this project for a few weeks, but I do have a project that this will be perfect for, because it's going to be a very sort of sampler featuring piece. So I'm going to pop that aside for that project. And then there was another lovely piece here as well, a sample. In fact, that's the back, that's the front. So I'll pop that in my little sampler pile. And then there was this beautiful, I think this is crocheting, isn't it? And it's got these lovely little dangly bits and a really lovely little bag. And again, couldn't resist it. I should probably pop that in for a little soak and wash, because it's got a tiny little stain, some tiny little stains. But like I did on my other one, I was actually thinking I could even do an ombre style colouring of this with my ink tints. That could be really fun. So I'll pop that in the wash pile behind me. And then this was also in the free pile, I'm pretty sure, and it's a tablecloth with different coloured bows all the way around it, and a beautiful, beautiful linen. And so yeah, that one just definitely had to find its way home with me as well, so I might pop that in the wash pile. A lovely sweet little purse, and again I thought either using it in its, keeping it in its original form, because I think it's got a decent amount of age in it, or otherwise adding my own stitching and sort of adding pieces over the top of it. But again, I couldn't resist that because I think that's really sweet, and just to put that even on your arm. So that one I can see being upcycled into something. A lovely linen. It does have a few little stains, so again we can probably pop it into the wash, but beautiful cut work, or the sort of thread work on that. Very nicely starched as well. This lovely burgundy piece will be great for my, in fact I think it's still got its original little tag on it, so that will be great for my burgundy family heirloom quilt, which I do need to get back to. I'm finding myself so drawn to the fleur inspired floral fabric collage that I haven't been back to my other, but I do need to get back because I've got a whole box of goodies to put onto my family heirloom quilt. A lovely piece of fabric. It is called Hawthorns from the Federation Lifestyle by, is it Hode? Protected by Stain Guard, so it was probably a furnishing fabric again, but just love that, the greens and the rich colours and the pinks. So again, I might share some of that as well with my the package I'm putting together. A lovely red tablecloth. Could be beautiful for sort of Christmas. That would be lovely to have on the table. I'll have to see if it fits any tables here. Could also turn into a beautiful dress, because I've got some plans for some tablecloth clothing. So I think I'll pop that in the wash and then see what it wants to become. But it's got lovely flowers in that sort of threadwork design. Beautiful little butterfly doily in a lovely pink colour. I don't know if it's been dyed or if this was the original colour. Probably the original colour, because it almost seems to have maybe some blue around the little holes. And then another sweet doily. Again, it's got a few little stains on it. In fact, these I'll probably will put in for the wash. Another beautiful, beautiful tablecloth. Look at the work on this. It's done with like a off-white beigey coloured thread, but just gorgeous, gorgeous stitching. Really detailed. So again, I think it's got some staining, so we'll probably, we will give it a treat. But that is absolutely stunning, the embroidery work on that. So fine. Really gorgeous. So again, that could make another lovely piece of clothing, I think, actually. So yep, let's give that a washeroo. Oops, I've just brushed that, got that. That's one of my threads from a project I'm working on. Madly working away on the piece that I am going to put into the exhibition. This one's got really sweet, I don't know if the design, I think the design is showing up on that. Beautiful design on that. I don't think that's got any staining, so that can stay put here. These are great to just harvest for their sort of individual elements, like a table runner type thing, and it's got these lovely flower shapes at the end, but even just these little rectangles can be great to add to pieces. Another lovely Battenberg lace piece. Again, I'll probably pop that in for a wash. Another gorgeous tablecloth. Again, it's got, I think, some staining on it. And it looks like maybe someone's done some mending on it, which I just absolutely love when you find something, because it's in a different colour to the others. It's like in a greeny colour, and isn't that just fabulous? And I can't see that anywhere else on the piece. So yeah, I think that's a special piece of mending. So that's a little treasure to me. That is very special. So we'll give that one a wash. Sorry, and just bumped my camera. It's getting darker outside, so apologies if I need to. I'll just adjust the light a little bit. Just a very simple linen. Got a little hole there, but that will be really lovely to stitch into. In fact, I just noticed this one does have a little stain there, so I'll put that also in the wash pile. This one would have been, I think, a bread basket where it can fold in, and it's definitely got some age marks, so it'll be interesting to see how that washes up. But again, I don't even mind that. I think that all adds to the charm of the piece. And then another lovely tablecloth. I love that blue, really beautiful, big. And again, I probably should just pop all of these together in the wash and to see if there is any staining, if it wants to come out. That one might even fit on our table downstairs, and I'd definitely use that as a tablecloth. Some more lovely fabrics, beautiful Japanese fabric fans. I love Japanese fabrics, so vibrant. Another gorgeous, love these flower elements. Love the stripes, how you can kind of just use it in sections or take a square of it. That would be really beautiful as a little pouch or something. I can see myself thread painting into something like that. And another piece that looks like it goes with it as well. This one says L'Esprit Provence by American Jane Patton, Sandy Klopp for Moda. There you go, Moda fabrics, love them. This one I had to, so again, these are all goodies from the freebies that the lovely Judy gave me. Couldn't resist it because I'm planning a little project that's using or got profiling berries, but you know me, I can't resist a mushroom or a fungi. So that will be great. I'll put that over with my I've got all my sort of projects lined up in little trays and in a basket, so this can go in my little basket over there for the berries project. This would be great for the current prompt for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. Some gorgeous fruit. Grapes, very apt with the family members that are winemaker. This and some more grapes. Karen Jarrah for Marcus Brother Textiles. Lots of lovely grapes. And again, continuing the wine theme. Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir. So I might have to think of something I can make for Max with this. Or again, adding it into the family heirloom quilt could be lovely too. This one is a little skerrick of lovely little boy and girl and little chickens. I do have a bird project planned at some point too. This one looks again like a sort of Japanese inspired, but a Cranston Printworks. And then a lovely just little scrap of floral fabric on a black background, which is always very striking. Some lovely pink and purple. Again, I might put that in my little pile for my friend. And then some lovely burgundies and pinks, and that's exactly the colour that my friend is after, so I'll pop those two over there. And some other lovely pinks and a beautiful background on that one. Fashion Fabrics. Don't think it has any other details on the selvage. A nice neutral, almost looks like a sample fabric, I think. It's just got a lovely little subtle pattern. Again, it'd be quite good for collage where you want something with just a bit of variation in it. This one's a really beautiful feeling. Oops, sorry, bumped the camera. Just a portion, but yeah, it's almost got like a painted finish on it, but I love how it feels. Lovely burgundy stripe. Again, I might put that over with my other pile. Some ticking in a beautiful green, which is, I don't have that much green ticking, I don't think, in. It's just sort of a greeny khaki colour. Little skerrick of like a hash painted or hash drawn flowers. Piece of, I think, probably upholstery fabric, and another few pieces of upholstery fabric. These have a nice coordination with each other, so I might keep those together. Some more little remnants of fabrics, but I just love them, and particularly when they're colour coordinated. Lovely piece of furnishing fabric. Almost reminds me, I think, of a Sanderson. Another lovely piece of furnishing fabric stripe, and then a coordinating check, and then beautiful roses. Lovely pinks in that, so I might put that in my pile for my friend too. And some blue checks. A Japanese style here, or maybe almost an Indonesian style, it looks like. Love this one. It reminds me of a wallpaper. It's got the sort of the stripes in it. And Sarah Johnson collection, Shelburne Museum. I'll have to look that up. But very sort of Jacobean in design. This one's absolutely gorgeous. It looks like a print of an actual picture of a garden, or lots of flowers sort of superimposed in a scene. I think that's absolutely divine. That would have been lovely when we were doing our down the garden path. Again, a lovely striking black background with colourful flowers on it. And then another gorgeous one with leaves, and it's got some goldy bronzy sort of highlights on it. Chickens, because I'm planning a birdie chickeny. And these are really cute. They've got little hats on them, and it's almost like one of those faux patchwork designs, which I absolutely love. And then some pieces of what feel like sort of shot silk. We're part of Lavender the Lane Collectibles originally, so Judy would have originally had it in her collection, but she used to have like an antique vintage shop, so couldn't resist. Not sure what will happen with that, but I'm sure I'll think of something, and it's so nice having those little embroidered elements on it. Some lovely blues, another lovely piece of furnishing fabric. This one looks like a very old fabric, just by the very vintage sort of style. Oh yes, it does have a selvage on it. What does it tell us? It tells us Pan Fabrics Inc. Peter Pan Fabrics Inc. copyright. Isn't that lovely? And there's a very nice quantity, and in fact you can tell how old it is. It's been somewhere where it has become super duper faded here and here. Faded through. Oh, look at those lovely stripes that the fading has created, but then over here it's still really vibrant, so I love that. I love even the faded bits. And then another probably little hanky or little serviette. This one I thought would be great to stitch into these and then turn them into like little decorations, little hat decorations. Have a little Mad Hatter's party. And then this beautiful fabric, again just a very subtle design. It's called registered number 314. No, that's not the name of it. That's probably what it was copyrighted under. Some lovely furnishing fabric. Beautiful greens and pinks. Again, this would be beautiful to do some Fleur wood inspired stitchery into. It is a Daintree, an exclusive print by Gummerson Fabric Designs, repeat at 61 centimetres. So yeah, I can definitely see that in a future Fleur piece, so I might pop that out separately as well. Always have more ideas than I have time, but you know me. Again, this has got that sort of oriental style look to it. Some really sweet, just little tiny sort of squares with a abstract design. Again, these have that sort of Asiatic look to them. Probably came off something because it's got a sort of an edge on it. This one is mountains and reminds me a bit of Bright in Alpine Victoria because it's got the river, it's got the autumn, it's famous for its autumn trees, it's got the mountains near it, so I thought that could be nice for something for Alex because he loves Bright. We both love Bright, but that's been his sort of place that his family's gone over many years. A lovely toile featuring horses, so again that could be actually good for my family heirloom quilt, so I might pop both of those there, although this is actually probably too bright for it, so we'll pop that back. This is asparagus. I definitely don't have any asparagus fabric, so there you go. And then this is, I think this is probably a Ken Dunn style pot mitt. Does it tell us anything inside? No, but isn't it cute? It's got little ears and little button eyes. I think that is incredibly, incredibly sweet. I'm going to give that a wash, and then I think I might have to pop it up in the kitchen because that's too cute, isn't it? Absolutely too cute. And Ken Dunn is a very famous Australian designer, and that style looks very reminiscent of his designs. Beautiful little burgundy check. Again, I'll put a bit of that in my friend's package. And then some lovely pinks and burgundies again. So let's share some of that. And beautiful floral fabric, almost reminds me of a Liberty. And again, got the right colours. Oh, this one I could see my friend Sally liking because it's got the yellows and the pinks, and it's got a very vintagey look as well. And then some other goodies, some tassels, which even if I don't use them in their tassel form, even though I think they could be quite good like on a pouch or something if you want a closure on them, these sorts of things are great for my texture and sort of nature's texture work if I'm doing a underwater reef or a little rock pool. These sorts of things are fabulous, and even this is great for either wrapping them further or incorporating into those pieces. So that's my thinking for that. Another one as well in similar colours, and then a very ornate pink one. And I also have some here. I won't take them off my hook and in. We'll just see if they can come into frame. No, they're hanging on my light, so I won't bring them into frame and pull the light over. But I got some others from from the op shop here. I was thinking it was the reverse art truck, but no, the op shop, my favourite little op shop. So yeah, these could be fun to add to nature's textures. And then there was another little one in its little holder, a beautiful goldy colour. And there were two of these little, I think they would be for a bag, I think. So they'd be the little handles on a bag, but I was thinking they'd be lovely to hang little scrolls off as well, even though this one's the only one that has the little hanging sort of or holding little chain on it. I thought they would be great for that. There was a little brooch. It's lost some of its stones, but again, I was just thinking about adding into pieces or even into my nature's textures. You could then bring the stitches up through it and just have parts of that showing. Some lovely little moonshine buttons. A bag of lovely mixed buttons. Let's just have a look together at what is in here. Beautiful fabric covered buttons. I love those. Some lovely little glass buttons, very special. Lots of little tiny little treasures in there. Some interesting metal bits, some lovely rounded ones. Some very old covered buttons. Isn't that gorgeous? Another beautiful blue, a very old linen covered button. So yeah, love these little treasures when you find them. Just tapping the camera. And then these are some screws and some little, I knew at the time what these were for. Are they little door, yeah, they're little door covers. But I thought again they could make a lovely little, just a little dangly bit on a pouch or something. So I'll pop those back in here, and I might even put the buttons away before I lose them everywhere, because there are some smaller pieces in there also. Oops, I just tipped them onto, okay, we'll put them down there and we will clean them up after, because they've decided they want to go down onto my desk. And then that way I can put them into their containers of buttons so that they actually find a home. And then we've got some others here, lovely metal buttons and some just nice little small ones. And we've got some threads. Even though I probably have enough threads, sometimes you get something that's a bit of a different colour, and I do use my sewing threads in my regular stitching, and any of the nice vintage ones are nice to put in my little vintage thread collection that I have on a lovely like cake or biscuit sort of multi-tiered tray from my nana. That one's quite old, I think. Made in Great Britain white, but it's almost gone off-white, which is lovely. And that's actually a nice browny colour that I don't have that exact brown. So yeah, very happy with those. So that was all the freebies from the lovely Judy. And then there was a most wonderful book that I purchased from her. She was showing me, because I was talking to her about the fact that I would love to learn some more about the different forms of lace making and stitching that were done at different times, and particularly in an Australian context. And she said, well, this is an absolutely amazing book. And she had, I think she has one herself, and then she had this one and another one that has some things cut out of it. And so I purchased this one off her because it's 200 years of Australian women's domestic and decorative arts, and it's called The Gentle Arts. It's got wonderful pictures throughout it. I love when I find something that has someone's little bits and pieces. In fact, as I was flipping through this, I found there was a little set of needles. There we go, Millward and Sons. I don't think there's any needles left in there, but it was a Millward and Sons little bookmark within the book. But just have a look at how much lovely photography and information there is, because I've been wanting to learn more about laces, for example. So I think I'll do a book review, a Library Friday on this at some point, and have a flip through this. But I also think this is something I might delve into, because maybe we can learn together. As I'm learning, I can share with you. Now, some of you may probably know more than I do about the different forms of creation that have occurred over at different times in Australia or in other parts of the world. But I just thought this would be such a wonderful reference book to start going through and to share that process with you. So I won't do that right this moment. Now, the other thing that the lovely Judy shared with me and allowed me to purchase, just as I wander across my room here, is a bag full of vintage and antique embroidery transfers. So there are so many in here. And this is going to at least be another video, or probably a whole series of videos as I start to go through this. I want to do some more research and share a bit of the story about one of the particular embroidery transfer companies that was based here in Melbourne. And my lovely friend Sarah, who I will link to her Instagram below this video as well, who I got to meet finally at the Fleur Woods retreat. She has some family connections to Semco as well. So I hope to kind of come up with something that Sarah and I can also do as a bit of a collaboration at some point. But I'm really looking forward to going through this myself and sharing the process with you. And I'm hoping, if I can find some research to support me, that I will be able to share the designs, scan them in and share them with you for free. I just need to make sure that there's no copyright that's going to limit me being able to do that. I'm not planning to sell the designs. I just want to be able to share them because it is so exciting to be able to access gorgeous designs that we can then add to our own stitching, particularly if you've got vintage linens and they're blank and you want to add beautiful things to them. So there's just going to be such a wealth of loveliness, and I've even spotted there's some envelopes and some other little bits of paraphernalia in here that will be just wonderful to link this bag of goodies to history. So I'm going to call that the Judy LavenderLaneHighTea Embroidery Transfer Archive. I'll probably have to come up with a bit more of a snazzy name for it. But yeah, just thank you so much, Judy. That was incredibly exciting to be able to purchase that, but I'm really committed to making sure it becomes a bit of a living library. And if I can share it, I will share it. It won't happen straight away. It is going to be a bit of a longer term project, but at least I want to start soon the process of starting to go through those transfers. Now I've got another from another seller who was on Marketplace. I just recently got some beautiful laces, and seeing I have some time left, I will share them with you. So this, and you probably don't like the plastic, so I might need to, I should have probably, before I started filming, taken this all out of the plastic, but I didn't, so bear with me while I rustle a little bit and take these out. So isn't this gorgeous? It's made in France. It says 24 years on it, I think, but I don't know what that refers to, but isn't it just divine? And there is a beautiful quantity of this as well. I was so lucky to get these. I know after I posted sold on the items, there were lots of people saying, oh, next in line please, which you always know it's hotly in demand when that happens. So isn't that lovely? This was part of the package of goodies, and it's a most beautiful apron, and I had to have it because it's got a bird and flower design, and I've just not seen a crocheted apron at all before. I'm sure I will find it in the Gentle Arts book. So I'm going to rustle again as I open this one up, if I can find the edge on it. And so a lovely lace edge. I think it's got a bit of age in it because it's got a bit of discoloration to it, but I just thought, again, these would be lovely to paint up with my Inktense blocks and use in my various stitching projects, like the one I'm working on for the Fleur Woods inspired piece. This would have been an edging around a tablecloth, and it's got a gorgeous rose design. So again, I'll be just able to use sort of individual elements of this and share it with friends too. Another rustling to do. Beautiful floral, and again these are like little hexagons or little stars. It kind of reminded me of patchwork, and I just thought, wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to cut out elements. Sorry, that was my belly talking to me, even though I've had dinner. I think it's digesting. So that's a big piece of that. And then I think she had some collections of random bits of different laces. I think I got she had some that were synthetics, but I got the ones that were cottons and natural fibres. Oh, that's beautiful. Again, I think some of these are handmade laces. Oh, isn't this lovely? It's on a little stitched card. And it's a really fine little lace. Beautiful piece of quite aged broderie anglais. Another piece of broderie anglais. I just love these little treasure troves. Look at that one. Almost, yeah, almost rick-racky, but not quite. Very fine, beautiful off-white colour. Lovely fine ones again. Oh, this is on a laminated piece of a fabric pattern. Isn't it interesting, all the different ways they're stored? But isn't that a great way to store your laces as well? It looks like maybe they've been hanging or clipped on a little, one of those little rings. This one's gorgeous. Really lovely examples. So I am definitely planning my lace project. I'm now wondering if some of these might be used in one of the other project ideas I've had as well. So stay tuned. So fine. Look at this one. So fine. Hoping it's staying in focus. A real treasure trove in this little bundle. Oh, look at these. Again, just so fine. That looks like is that a tatting one? Lovely. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Again, roses. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a good number of these are handmade. Lovely. Just love the fineness of them and the age in them and the connection and the history of art creators of the past. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Really beautiful. Another lovely one here. Another one here. And did we look at that one already? Oh, and it's got one of those lovely little safety pins on it and a little button. It's very sweet. A few more packages. Oops. My little thank you package fell to the ground, but we'll pick that up in a moment. Apologies for the rustling again. Some other sweet little ones that have the ribbon running through. This one's absolutely gorgeous. It's almost got like the fleur-de-lis symbol, but it's slightly different. Lovely coffee coloured one, and again super fine. Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at this one with the little rectangles, and you can use each of those individual ones and add them to your piece. So that one's probably a machine one. This one I think is a hand made. It is so soft and so fine. Wow. Again, I think this one's handmade. Incredible. Felt lucky when I found those ones at the op shop, but yeah, I couldn't, even though this wasn't that long after when I purchased them, I just couldn't resist getting a mixed bag of gorgeous goodies. It's lovely as well. I'm pretty sure that one's a machine done one. This would be a machined one, another machined one, but again, lovely in their own way. And yeah, this looks like that one similar to one of the other ones. And then this is on a beautiful old clothes peg. I love how it's got the little button decorating it. I almost feel like some of these were probably more decorative items than something that was being used. And I guess when they are such antique laces, you don't want to just use them in any given project. And then I also got, I'll open it away from the camera so I don't deafen you with the sound of plastic opening. A lovely more little daisies again that I think will be fabulous to paint up and have in my stash. And gorgeous little pair of gloves. Now I'm going to have to see if my hand fits in. Probably doesn't. Oh, maybe it will actually. Wouldn't fit in with the ribbon holding it up. I do have quite small hands, so oh no, they do. They actually fit. Maybe one day I'll have to find a reason that I need to wear a pair of crocheted gloves. Aren't they lovely? Beautiful. But I just thought, yeah, they'd be lovely to have on my little vintage vintage table of treasures. So there's a matching pair of those. And did these come out of that bundle? Yeah, I think they did, didn't they? This one. So I'm not sure if some of these are repeats of the other fabric. And then, what's on the floor? A bag of goodies that came as a thank you, which is incredibly sweet. So it says thank you, and there are some lovely vintage yo-yos, which are incredibly precious. And the ones I get from Melanie, purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles, they're not this size, and these definitely look like feed sack fabrics. And this one's got a lovely button on it, so I think that's incredibly sweet. And then look at these mother of pearl buttons. How absolutely divine are they? And I don't have any of this size. I have some others on cards, and then some covered buttons. It's like they guessed what all my passions were, and then some beautiful other covered buttons, and then some other lovely bits of lace work or crochet edging, and then another. Oh, look at these. The cup that cheers. Isn't that fabulous? The cup that cheers and the cup that cheers. That is beautiful. I love these ones which have words embedded in them. I thought it wouldn't be coming out that well on camera, but no, the camera's picking that up okay. So that was my other package of treasures. I do also have a lovely bag waiting for me downstairs from the lovely Gladdy and Flo Gale from there that I picked up last weekend. But I think that will make this video too long, and it is downstairs. And I might keep that bag for my birthday, I think, because that way I can have some lovely things to open. And my birthday's only a week away. No, a week away. No, a week and a half, I think. Anyway, I hope you are doing well, and check out those people that I'm going to link below this video, and yeah, just send some love out into our stitching creating community. And thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.